Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekak Rajash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect out there being the sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with sincerity and truth and charity. I'm their brother Barak, and Lord willing, this be another edifying lesson. And basically, OnlyFans owner Leonid Radvinsky died after a long battle with cancer, right? Ultimately, this is judgment from Yahweh Shem Yahshai, because these people, right, which obviously, the spirit we know these people are Edomites, right, are responsible for lots of the wickedness that goes on into society today, right? And basically, OnlyFans is basically what responsible for well, it's a bunch of different things, but it's a plays a big proponent in you know making these women harlots, these sluts, right, and a means to giving them a means to basically make money today, right? And you see around this time in 2018 when women started making OnlyFans, and afterward, right, these women became even more prideful because they were able to go online and sell their naked body for for money, right? Sell their pictures of themselves, all sorts of images and videos of them having getting gangbangs, having sex, right? Selling meetups, selling sex, um, sleeping with thousands of men, right? Selling sex to their most paid subscribers, all this crazy shit, right? And by definition, these women are prostitutes, right? So if you go into the word prostitute, right, person in particular, a woman who engages in sexual activity for payment. But if you go down here, right, you can see that this actually stems from the Latin root word prostitute, right, which is exposed publicly, offered for sale, right? So any woman that exposes herself publicly, that's you could call that a prostitute, right? So OnlyFans people are basically anyone who's doing OnlyFans is basically a prostitute, right? Now, as you can see, owner of OnlyFans, Leonid Radvinsky, died at 43 after a long battle with cancer. And good, you know, Tawada Yahweh Shemi Shai, for taking this man out, right? Because we know what that's judgment from the Lord, right? And these people, you know, the ultimately, they think they're gonna have a long life. They think they're gonna have um they're gonna remain being wicked, but we're starting to see the right hand side, right? Start to take over, and the left hand side completely just fucking crumble, right? This book of Proverbs 20:85, it says, "Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things," right? And ultimately, this is judgment from the Lord, and it's a great thing that this man was just taken out, right? Because these, it's you know ultimately, it's the Lord. He's doing a lot of great things, right? And these so-called small hats, right? They're the ones that own lots of different these 49ers, 48ers, whatever you want to call them, right? Uh, ultimately, they're the ones that own most of these companies, right? OnlyFans, Pornhub, X videos, right? And ultimately, these things are not good for you, right? You know, and they pollute your brain, right? They show all sorts of bugged out things like gay sex, right? Threesomes, right? Two men, one woman, or 10 men, one woman. Crazy shit, right? It promotes wickedness, right? And these people play a part in that, right? This is the book of First Samuel 2:6. And it says, "The Lord killeth and maketh alive; he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich; he bringeth low and he lifteth up." Right? And you even see stories of these OnlyFans women, right? They're making lots of money right now, but ultimately, what? It's not gonna last forever, right? It's gonna be a rude awakening. You brothers who are not making that much money right now, um, or whatever your situation is, every brother's situation is, different. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel discouraged when you see these bitches. They think they're better than you because they make more money because they're selling their body, when ultimately that's just not gonna matter in the day of calamity, in day of judgment. That shit's not gonna save them. The Lord's gonna, some of these women, the Lord's gonna make them get ran over by tanks. They might get a fucking they might literally get a fucking pole stuffed right through the middle of their body, and out. You can think of the rest. You know, it comes out the other end. And you know what I'm saying? Comes up their body and out from the other. You know what I'm saying? For all the wicked shit that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And these are all things from Yahweh Shemel Shai. So, you know, evil men, they don't understand that. They say, how could you say such a thing? How could you hate these people? How could you hope on their downfall? And honestly, good. And fuck you. Honestly, fuck you if you don't agree. And honestly, you people are fucking wicked. All you people have to go, right? This book of Proverbs 31 and 10, and we're going to speak about what how the woman should be acting, right? It says, a wife of a noble character who can find? She's worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good and not harm all the days of her life, right? You just go down here, you can just see, I can just keep going, right? This verse particular, she is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue, right? Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Right? I'm not going to go too deep into this chapter, right? But just wanted to add that because this is how a woman should be, right? Keep her at home, right? With also have dignity and humility, and noble, and modest, wearing modest apparel, not showing their bodies like a slut, right? Because that's all these bitches do. They just show their body. They have nothing to offer, right? And this guy right here has a lot to do with it because a lot of women, this is they end up getting out of college, getting out of school, and then they end up, this is kind of their scapegoat. you know their work doesn't end up being good for them. They're too bored at school, so they just decide, just make an OnlyFans, and even just nobodies. You'll have the dirtiest, fattest, disgusting whore on the planet. She'll make an OnlyFans, and she'll have somebody basically, well, she'll be making 10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Now, some brothers, they can pay for women. That's exchange of value, right? Some brothers pay for prostitutes, and that's reasonable, right? But you know, this has caused these women to basically be at ease, right? Let's let's bring this out. Isaiah 32:9 space. Let's see. Yeah, Isaiah 32:9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Right? That's next verse. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Right? Ultimately, what the, all their benefits that they're getting, all these food stamps, all these different ways of them getting income, all these different means Esau provides for them to make money. It's going to be done. It's going to be finished, right? And that's just about to completely go away. Right? And that's starting off with them getting money off of child support, food stamps, Section 8, and also OnlyFans, right? Because a lot of their ways of income from OnlyFans, that's gonna get taken out. The Lord's gonna take this shit, put an end to this shit, You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a great thing this guy died. Salakia. It's a great thing this guy died. You know, the Lord has a limited time window for these people, right? That's why you can't even look at these people and say, they have a good life, they make so much money. Ultimately, bro, they're done, you know. And there's a lot of people, and me personally, I knew some people, um, and actually that wanted to do businesses like these, selling OnlyFans, selling uh, basically they're basically like pimps, and they basically try to you know, make money off of these fucking I don't even know what you call them, but just trying to start businesses off of OnlyFans, trying to do all sorts of crazy shit, and ultimately, you know, it never works out. They that and you're making money off of just crazy wicked shit. Men, 10 men, 1,000 men sleeping with one woman. You know, three women and three dudes all in the same bed. All this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let's This is book of Proverbs 30:10. It says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and said, I have done no wickedness." Right? These people, they believe they're you know doing a good thing for the community. They believe they're doing creating a legacy. Right? The same thing with these wicked ass men. Yeah, they're exact same way. They're committing adultery. Right? And they're keeping this a secret. You know what I'm saying? They're out here, doing all sorts of these, and the thing is, bro, you have a lot of husbands nowadays, you know, they'll let their woman do stuff like this. You know, their woman will pay the bills, and you know, she may be making 10, 20,000 a month on OnlyFans, but she's inviting different men to her house to go fuck her, and the husband's okay with it because he sees it as a way to make money. And then that woman gets all prideful and she believes, she's better than the husband, and ultimately it just a completely bugged out situation, right? But it all stems to shit like this, all these platforms that has given these men the illusion of authority, like Salaki giving these women the illusion of authority over men, right? The Lord, He's about to take that shit out. It's gonna be a really um, bad bad time for these women, right? A lot of judgment is gonna take place, right? So just wanted to make this quick, short video. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect, feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Shalom.